Pokoi Cup Day coming up at Sha Tin on Sunday. 10 races, 12:45. The first A+3 is the rail position. Paul Lally is here with the selections, and the first is a Class 5, and it's over the 1600. Smashing Express on the class drop as a special hedge. Blinkers off, visor goes on him. Charmander 7-day backup. Castle Legend 2-time course and distance winner. On the lash, blinkers off, visor goes on the first time. Chili Baba no tongue tie. Lapras has the cheek pieces off, and Leather Master is minus the crossover noseband down the bottom of the book. Who lands where in the first, Paul?
Look, I thought Fireball can get across. He's up to the 1600 metres and he does like to go forward, so I think he can get across easy enough. Lapras has gone forward on the lash. The downgrade, a special head, should get his opportunity, winning 7. Servant just looks a little bit tricky for him from his wide draw. He's drawn the outside, barrier 14, and Invincible Missile normally misses the start, so he's going to have to go back, I think, with Castle Legend.
Here is Invincible Missile. He's been racing well around Happy Valley. He's placed his last 2, winning 7, runs 6th. Invincible Missile switches back to Sha Tin. He's a horse that is a winner, course and distance at Happy Valley over the 1650, but just struggles over the 1600 metres at Sha Tin. And Casapapa, Paul's impossible to have on top, isn't he?
He is. He's had 28 starts, still a maiden. He missed the start, ran on nicely, but he does that even when he doesn't miss the start. Invincible Missile, I don't know if you'll get the race run to suit. I don't think it'll be overly run fast, so that ain't good.
Servant is a last start winner. Here he is, winning last time at Happy Valley, winning 7, and Invincible Missile appear again here. But as we saw on your speed map, looks pretty tough for Servant from the draw.
Yeah, look, it took him a while to win this race, but he did win it nice enough. But again, the draw puts me off him from that barrier number 14. He's just going to do it a lot tougher. Winning 7's had his chances, and we saw Invincible Missile win the previous.
So that is our second replay. One more to have a look at. It's a newcomer to 1600 metres. Fireball is in this one. He runs second in this race. It's behind Superwise Dragon, who runs later in the program. Chili Baba missed the start. He's been back to the trials since then. Going up in distance, plus for Fireball?
Look, he's by Burgundy. He's run a couple of times over the 1650, the best being a 5th. But there's no pace in this race, and I just wonder if he's going to be sort of been able to dictate out in front. He stayed on nice enough. He looked gone at the 200, but you can see him finishing off strongly and ended up really sticking his neck out there for second. So I don't think the 1600 is going to be a problem for him.
Jerry Chow rides him fresh off a winner on a Wednesday night with Packing Bowl.
Yeah, they don't chase too hard in this grade, and I think from the front, Fireball might be able to lead. So he's on top. Gold Tack hasn't won for a long time. In fact, he's never won in Hong Kong. He's run second off a 49 rating. He's downgraded from barrier 2. Special Hedge, another one downgraded with a visor on for the first time. And Charmander has at least won a couple in this grade. But it's not a deep race, I don't think. 2, 4 and 12 to play, but the selections 12, 4, 2 and 3.
Dennis Ship fresh off the Trainers' Challenge victory at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. No Sha Tin or weather on Wednesday night is on top for Paul to pick up the maximum 12 points in the opening race. Class 4 restricted race is race number 2, and we've got Kaying Attacker, last start winner at the top of the book. He carries an extra £5 and he goes to the 1400 for the first time, as most of these do. What a draw for Janu Pride. Lucky Statement on debut, as is Mission Strike. Some Love From Above has had 2 trials since his last start. Storm Runner, he has had plenty of trials, 7 of them in fact. The Auspicious, blinkers off, hood goes on. Cash's Cash has the cheek pieces again. And World Hero has the cheek pieces going on, with California Moxie coming back in distance down the bottom of the book, Paul.
Yes, look, Kaying Attack, I think, is going to have to go try and get across from barrier number 10, up and trip, along with Janu Pride. They're both drawn wide, these 2 horses. So with no real sort of pace in the race, they can come across and set up a good pace here. Some Love From Above. Storm Runner, he won't be too far away. World Hero. Lucky Statement, the first starter. He did win an 800 metre trial, so he has got a bit of speed. California Moxie had no luck last time up and trip. And Etelanor, unfortunately for him, is drawn wide once again, so he's going to have to go back again, I think.
He features in our first replay. Does Etelanor running third? He has been to Chungfa and won a trial up there. Janu Pride had a perfect trip this day, and Kaying Attack He delivered, Paul, at 11 to 1, carries 133 pounds. Which, if any, of these horses are you taking?
Well, I like Etlanor's run, actually, and Janu Pride's. I mean, Janu Pride was just bombed right on the line, but by Kaying Attack, but he's up in weight now and up to the 1,400 metres. Of the ones that Etlanor came off that really slow pace as well. So he's probably the one of the two, but they both did run really nicely, Etlanor and Janu Pride. So both those will go in.
Now, you've been with California Moxie everywhere lately. As you said, this is his run last time at Happy Valley over the 1650. You can see he's just a little wide around that last turn as well. Do you go again?
Yeah, I'm going to go again. He's with no weight on his back. He's drawn nicely in barrier number 6, and he was 3 wide all the way. Again, was entitled to drop off, but I thought he stayed on quite nicely here as well. And I thought Corleone, the horse that runs second, he has a really big chance on Wednesday night. So, look, I think he's a good chance once again with no weight.
A good push for him. On to one of the first starters now, Lucky Statement, who wears some pretty famous colours, same colours as Lucky Sway Ness. Zach Purton's going to ride for Manfred Mann. He's had 4 trials. He won a trial 2 back, beating Turf Phoenix, and then ran 5th here behind Kaying Cheer.
He's got the tongue tie on for his debut run as well by Press Statement out of his Zabeel mare, so he might want a little bit further in time. But from barrier 1 with Zach Purton aboard, did catch the eye of that jockey booking as well. So, look, he stayed on nicely enough. I think we're going to see the best of him over the 1,600 metres plus. But starting off here at 1,400 metres, I still think he can run a good race.
The last little bit was very good. Another first starter is a horse called Mission Strike, who runs 4th. It's seen Kaying Attack already winning at the races. We haven't seen Mission Strikers yet. Hasn't shown much gate speed, but has hit the line powerfully. Yeah,
it hasn't gone too badly, but he's by Dundeel. Dundeel winning over 1,400 metres fresh is hard for me. I think he'll need further in time, so I'll wait for him to get up over a mile. But I expect him to run a race. You'll see him running on strongly enough. Obviously, the stable's going really well this season, but just a Dundeel over 1,400 metres to kick off might be a little bit sharp for him.
So it's all down to his father.
Correct. We can blame his dad.
Your selections.
I'm going to go here we'll stick with California Mox. He'll probably follow him off a cliff, but with no weight on his back, good draw. And Tony Cruz's horses are going pretty well at the moment. Etlanor, now he's drawn wide once again. That's the problem with him, but he'll be finishing off strongly. Janu Pride and Lucky Statement. 14, 3, 2 and 5.
All about the one right down the bottom for Paul in race 2. Number 14, California Moxie. And race number 3 now. This race is a Class 4 and it's over the 1,200 metres. We've got Super Legends with the blinkers going back on. Heyday minus the hood and the crossover noseband. Exceed the Wish wears a hood for the first time. Patch of Stars with blinkers. Perpetual Power is on debut, as is Something Jonah, as is Spirit of Peace. Down the bottom, Fortune Whiskey has the crossover noseband coming off. So a stack of first starters here, Paul, but the raced ones go forward.
Yeah, Heyday, we know he likes to lead. So he's got a low draw. Spicy Spangle likes to go forward as well. Island Buddy went forward at his last. Super Legends can sort of just get him behind the speed. City Thunder. Metro Warrior, another one that likes to go forward. So Spirit of Peace, he's just going to have to get some cover from his draw. Something Jonah hasn't shown too much early pace in his trials. Yeah, I think he'll go back with Fortune Whiskey and Perpetual Power.
Island Buddy running second last time is in our first replay, as is Super Legends, who's in front turning for home. Now, he's got the luxury, Paul, of a far better barrier, finally. Super Legends, 10-12, and he'll jump from 5 on the weekend. Wide all the way leading into the straight, Super Legends, so it was a really good run from him, and he's still in front here. Look, Island Buddy's drawn wide, so I haven't included him, but I do like Super Legends in this race. He only just got tired late. Blinkers back on him from a good draw. He can sit just in behind the pace, so I think he's a big chance. £135 on Super Legends at the top of the book. Replay number 2 is an improving horse, City Thunder. The break away from racing in the off-season seems to have done this horse the world of good. He was very unlucky 2 starts ago and then backed it up with a placing here behind Happy Park. Yeah, nice run. I think Happy Park's a big chance later in the card as well. As you say, he's definitely on the prove with the 4th and the 3rd at his last 2.
He's drawn nicely in barrier number 4. He needed that gap. He did get it eventually, finished off nicely. So, yeah, he's going to go in the numbers for me as well. I thought it was a good run from him.
He's a member of the Chris So stable, stays at 1,200 metres. He's had 2 goes course and distance for the 3rd and the 4th, so the switch to the 1,200 at Sha Tin has been good for him. Next up, it is Patch of Stars, who runs 5th here. This was his first start. He went off at double figures. Kaying Attack wins the race, and we'll get a bit of a guide in the race prior because this is a restricted Class 4 race, this one.
Yeah, he was a little bit wide and they didn't go quick in this race. Now, I like the fact they're putting blinkers on him because this was his debut run, and I think he got out there and he just got a little bit lost. He didn't really know what he was doing there. With the blinkers on, I think it's really going to sharpen him up, and plus with that experience under. And you can see him, he did flatten out nicely and finished off well enough as well. So, look, I think he's going to learn a lot from that run.
And Heyday is in our last replay. A trial for him, though, up at Chung Fa. He runs a 3rd in this. He's a horse that draws barrier number 1. Never missed a top 4 spot in 3 goes over the 1,200 at Sha Tin. But how much pressure is he going to get from Spicy Spangle, though?
Yeah, that was what put me off a little bit because I think he will get that pressure. When he has won his races, he's been left alone in front. He's drawn nicely in one. That's definitely a positive. There's a few gear changes with the hood and the cross noseband coming off him, coming off Happy Valley runs. He's a 2-time winner by deep field, but with that pressure on, that was my concern.
Right, so he's not going in, but who is?
I'm going to go with that horse that we did see, which was Patch of Stars, with blinkers on for the first time. In fact, the Quinella, both horses wearing blinkers. Super Legends gets them back on. I think he'll get a lot better run from barrier number 5. City Thunder, the improver. I'm going to put one of the first starters in, which is Spirit of Peace. He's had 7 trials to get him ready by Harry Angel, this horse, and he's trialled quite well for John Size. 7, 1, 2, 10.
And race number 3, if you are a treble punter, is the first leg of the early treble. Race number 4 now, time to break this one down. It is a Class 4 over 1,400 metres and Roman Crown at the top of the book. He bolted in a recent trial. Super Goldie's on the class drop. Deal completed. He was a winner 3 starts ago, but just struggled a bit since. Beauty Invincible on debut has had 12 trials. Another World has the cheek pieces going on. Euro Rock second go at 1,400 metres. Sweet Smile resumes on the back of 5 trials. Got Lucky Fion, 10 weeks between races for him. And Superwise Dragon, a last start winner, but it was down in Greypool.
Deal completed. When he did win his race, he led all the way. There's no real leader in this race, so I think he'll go forward. Triumphant Warrior can get a nice run. Lucky Fion went forward at his last start. Windspeed likes to go forward. He might try and get outside. Deal completed there. Euro Rock. Super Goldie's downgraded. Beauty Invincible, look, he hasn't shown too much early speed in his trials. Sunday Serenade from the wide draw will have to go back.
Windspeed, who is looking to do it perhaps a little bit tough on that speed map there. He was outside the leader last time when running second. Race won by Super Love Dragon. Barrier number 14 is going to make it tricky, Paul, but he is racing well.
He is racing well. Look, it was a nice win 2 starts ago, backed up with a second. The key for him is, can he get across? I mean, from barrier 14, he's definitely going to have to work. He looked like he had this race parcelled up before Super Love Dragon came with that really good run on the inside. So, look, I'm going to leave him out just from the wide barrier draw. I just don't know how much work he's going to have to do.
Oh, we'll leave him out in barrier number 14 for this week at least and move on to Triumphant Warrior, who's coming off a second. This is the race won by Dragon Joy. He was beaten a length. Matthew Chadwick rides him for Danny Shuman. Sunday Serenade is on the improve, but at his last 2 starts, including Sunday in this one, you've got wide draws.
Yeah, so he's going to have to go back and try and sort of go for luck. But I'm going to include him because I think on a minor line, because I think there is improvement there. I did like the run here of Triumphant Warrior. I mean, Dragon Joy was a winner waiting to happen this day, and he stayed on nicely enough there for second. So I'll put both these 2 horses in.
Good report for them. Superwise Dragon winning form, Paul, but it is in Class 5. He's a horse that yet to win in this grade. 12 starts for just the 2 placings. He's been back to the trials and had a quiet trial, a 4th behind Classic Century, who runs on Thursday night. But What about coming back up in grade?
No, I can't have him at the moment, unfortunately. I mean, he's in form because he did win this Class 5. This is a lot tougher race for him and did take 15 starts to win this race. It's whether he can now go two together and win. I mean, Fireball's racing, you know, in a lot lesser race coming up in race number 1. But, yeah, look, I haven't included him.
No Superwise Dragon for Paul in Class 4. Another Worlds won a trial at Chung Fa. Lucky Fion, he runs 6th. He's had 2 trials. He ran 5th in the first one, a quiet trial, and wasn't asked to do too much in this, as opposed to another World who was pushed out a bit to win it.
Yeah, so you can see him being pushed out there, another World. So, look, I'm happy to watch him. Lucky Fion, though, I think is on the improve. Look, he's a horse that did show a little bit earlier in his career. He's only had the 6 starts and did run a nice second last start. So from barrier 6, I think he'll get his opportunity, but you can't glean much out of that.
No, not at all. He wasn't asked to do anything in that trial. What about the track work of Super Goldie?
Yeah, look, I like this horse because he's been downgraded. He comes into this grade, he's below his winning mark now, and he's drawn nicely. He's not an overly strong race as well. So from barrier number 3, I've liked his work going into it, and we can see these horses on the downgrade do pretty well.
Is he on top?
Yeah, I'm going to go with him, Super Goldie. With the downgrade, he's a 2-time winner in the grade. So he's on top to beat Lucky Fion, Triumphant Warrior, and then Sunday's Serenade. 2, 13, 11 and 12.
And that is the preview for race number 4 on Sunday. It's the first leg of the Triple Trio. Race number 5 now, and this is the running of the Class 4 Hibiscus Handicap over the 1,200 metres. Master Trillian has the cheek pieces off and the blinkers going back on. Happy Park last start winner carries an extra £6. Blazing Wind is placed 2 from 4 course and distance. Bling Bling Genius and Cosmo Light are both on debut. Flying Doubles only had a couple of starts. Iconical and Noble Deluxe, they make their first race day appearances, and Multi Bingo steps up in trip from the 12 to the 1,400 metres. Paul Colonel makes an easy speed map for you.
Yeah, he likes to lead, but Happy Park does as well. And Happy Park, I think, can get across from barrier number 5 and sort of join him in the lead. Bling Bling Genius is a debutant that's showing a little bit of pace in his 4 trials. So Sonny DeBest is like to go forward, and Noble Deluxe has gone forward in his trials as well, but he's got a tricky draw. Multi Bingo did lead, but faded out pretty quickly last time.
Andrea Rizzani went on the wings, the slippery dip, the seesaw, the lot last time on Happy Park, and to see if he can win it again, he spoke to Tom.
Andrea, Happy Park, a last start winner on International Day, jumped well, raced up on the pace, and looked to produce a good kick late.
Yeah, for sure. He's a horse that he's been running well all season. It was only going to be a matter of time when he was going to get his head in front, and he's improved each run, and very straightforward horse. He goes forward, and yeah, no, it's nice to get his head in front, and he's still in the Class 4, so hopefully he should be competitive again.
Just talk us through those early stages, because from the hit-on vision, it was quite noticeable you didn't want to be on the rail. Was that by design, or just how it worked out?
Well, like I said, it's a horse who had a good draw, and I wasn't sure by the horse in front of me how far he was going to take me, and my horse is a horse that we ran him over 14, obviously dropping him back to 12. So he's a horse that gets the trip very well, and one thing he can't do is sit and sprint. So I just didn't want to be on the fence just in case we didn't go quick enough, and like I said, there's no horse that can sprint.
He's got an extra £6 to carry at the top of the grade. Do you think he's good enough to step up here at the top of the handicap with that extra weight?
I can't see why not, because he's quite a strong horse, and like I said, each run this season he took a step forward, and I'm sure he's done that again, and he's still in the Class 4. He's obviously carrying enough top weight, but no, I like him. He's a horse that tries hard, and hopefully should be thereabout again.
And the horse that ran second to him, Brilliant Express trial well at Sha Tin on Friday morning too. Sky Joy here, Paul. 1 start for a second. There he is in the black and red colours turning for home. The race won by Honglock Golf, who was at big odds, as was Sky Joy. He's had a quiet trial up at Chung Fa since. He goes from barrier 3 up to barrier 14 for this, though.
Yeah, that's the issue. I think he's going to have to get all the way back. I think he's going to go back to the back of the field. Look, I looked at him a couple of times, but just the draw was the thing that put me off in the end. But look, it was a nice enough run on debut, and he did stick on nicely. If he had drawn lower, he would have gone in.
New Future Folks, who ran 30, that has come out and won impressively since that race too, so the form around it is okay. Few to look at here. Flying Double, third circuit victory, 5th. Blazing Wind, 9th. And Multi Bingo, 14th. Now, he just didn't run on Blazing Wind. On his 2 starts prior behind Patch of Time and Harold Wynn, he would have been the form horse in the race if you took this out.
Yeah, and he was a little bit disappointing here as well. So I don't know where he sits. I'm going to put Flying Double in, though. I thought it was a good run from him. He's only had the 3 starts here, or 2 starts in Hong Kong, in fact. So a nice enough run from him. And look, he's going in the right direction.
Got some trials to look at now, and it is Blazing Wind who has been back to the trials since that disappointing performance. And it was sharp. The trial won by Johannes Brahms, who we see later in the program. Blazing Wind only beaten a short head by him.
Yeah, look, I didn't put him in Blazing Wind. This is his 5th run this season. I just thought he was a little bit disappointing last time. He'd get his opportunity from barrier 2 with James McDonald aboard. There was nothing wrong with the trial, but yeah, just from the back of that last run, just disappointed. I was just disappointed with it.
Okay, so no Blazing Wind for Paul. First starter, Bling Bling Genius. 4 trials. He ran 8th in the first one, then 3rd in the second, and has won his last 2, including this one where he beats Highland Rahi. However, he's been hard ridden to go and do what he's had to do in the straight.
Yeah, so he doesn't go in. Cheek pieces, cross nose bend on. He's had 4 trials, but no, I'm happy to watch him.
It's by Star Spangled Banner.
I think being by Star Spangled Banner, he might want a bit further in time as well. I mean, the trial was good enough, but as you say, he was pushed out a little bit. So, no, not for me.
Okay, so that is a breakdown of horses in race number 5. Who are you with if you're not with Bling Bling Genius and Blazing Wind?
I'm going to go with Happy Park. He's on top. Last start winner. It was a really good run from him. And as Andrea said, he's just taking the right steps, and I think he can win again. He's still got rating points in hand. Master Trillion was a really good run from him last time. Had to go back. He's going to have to go back from that wide draw. Blinkers will go on for the first time. Flying Double. I'm going to put one of the first starters in. We didn't look at him, but Cosmo Light. His trials on the grass have been better than his all-weather trials by Harry Angel. This one, Tongue Tie goes on with Matthew Chadwick. 2, 1, 9 and 8.
Happy Park for Paul to go back-to-back and win the first leg of Sunday 6 Up. Distance race is race number 6, Class 4 over the 2,000 metres. Plenty of these clash against each other time and time again. Big effort, Charity Gain last time, never on the track at Happy Valley and still placed. Joyful Prosperity is now shooting for 3 in a row. Affordable, he's improved his last 2. So much so he won over 2,200 at the Valley last start. Billionaire Secret has the pacifiers with the cowls off, the blinkers going on. Dragon Star wears a visor again. Happy Hero has won 2 from 3 course and distance. Confringo, the cheek piece is off, the visor going on. Soaring Bronco raced on Wednesday. It's Dragon Star leading here, Paul.
Yeah, look, he hasn't led this season, but there's no real other leader in the race, and I think he'll just take the bull by the horns and go to the front. Jubilation from barrier 1 can get a nice run. Charity Game was wide all the way last time from a really good draw. He should get his opportunity. Soaring Bronco, Happy Hero might have to work a bit, and Confringo was wide last start. He might just be wide again. Affordable came from the back when he won last start.
Straight to Tom with the trainer of Charity Gain, it's David Eustace.
David, Charity Gain over the 2,000 metres. He's been ultra consistent, a win in a few placings. Was he just a victim of circumstances at Happy Valley last start?
Yeah, definitely. He did nothing wrong, nor did Vincent. It's just the way it can work out at the Valley. He had cover the whole way, pretty much. But having said that, he turning 3 wide and covering significantly more ground than the winner. He got a beautiful passage up the fence. So. He obviously meets the horse better at the weights, and looking forward to it.
He's run over 2,000 metres here at Sha Tin in the past, and he's also covered a bit of ground there too. You happy with the way he found the line at his Sha Tin start too?
Yeah, again, I think he was just a victim of a fairly slowly run race and not able to get out and get going. He's undoubtedly a horse who does need time to hit top gear. They're all middle distance horses, but some can sprint better than others, and he certainly is one that just needs winding up. So we've got a nice gate. Would love a genuine tempo, which doesn't often happen, but if there isn't, then I'd be happy to be a little bit more positive from a nice gate.
these sort of ranks, the stayers form can be a little bit sort of thin on the ground, but he's rated 59. Does he still have a few rating points in hand? He looks a bit better than these to the eye?
Yeah, I really do think he will, end up on a higher rating by the end of the season, whether it's after Sunday or not, time will tell. But he's a horse that's still developing physically. He's certainly still learning to race. He's certainly had 4 or 5 starts, particularly for a stayer. That is not a lot, and he's still on an upward trajectory, I believe.
That is David Eustace. You saw plenty of horses in this race during that interview. Some that aren't, Paul, also appear in the second one with Joyful Prosperity. This is back on the 9th of November, this race. Jubilation gets a good draw, and Keith Young has a good record on him too.
Yeah, he does. He's drawn nicely in 1, so he goes in. Joyful Prosperity, he's really starting to hit his straps, won his last 2. Always sort of threatened to do this horse, and obviously putting it all together, so he'll go in. Affordable, we saw him come through the rail there and have the perfect run, so we'll put him in with Charity Gain. So, I mean, a lot of these horses race each other all the time, and I thought Charity Gain really finished off strongly here, and with a really good draw, he's probably the one.
As we see Joyful Prosperity just grabbing Jubilation at the post. But Charity Gain for you.
Yeah, Charity Gain, he'll go on top. I think he can turn the tables with Affordable. He goes in second, Joyful Prosperity and Jubilation. I think Charity Gain will win. 1-5-2-8.
Race 6, no need to go past the toppy. Charity Gain for Paul for the Eustace and McDonald combination. Race number 7 is the trophy race. It's the running of the Pock Oi Cup, and it's over the 1,200 metres for the Class 3s. We have Season's Wit on the class drop, the tongue tie coming off. Ladies' Choice is minus the hood. Riding Together makes his Hong Kong debut. Alfonso has the cheek pieces going on, as does Sugar Ball. Aurora Patch has had 5 trials. But Great State, who's won a trial since his last start. Karate Express resumes. Magnificent Nine has placed 2 from 5 at course and distance, and Dashing Dragon down the bottom goes up in triple.
Young Superstar set up some pretty fast sectionals last time when he was beaten. I think he can go forward. Aurora Patch, look, he's a debutant that's shown plenty of speed in his trials and did go forward in his overseas races. Ladies' Choice can sit in just behind with Alfonso with a better draw. It's tricky for Lucky 8, wide draw. Punta Baby will be looking for a bit of cover as well, and Riding Together, one of the other debutants from 4, should get his opportunity.
David Eustace is back. He's with Tom once again, his first starter, Riding Together.
Riding Together going around in race 7, a former Clive Cox trained runner, won at Haydock prior to arriving. What can you tell us about him?
He's a really nice horse. He's a beautiful type. I think he's the right physical for Hong Kong. His form's quite good, and his trials have been fine. I thought his last trial on the grass was his best. He was just struggling a bit with the dirt here at Sha Tin, and going up to Jungfar has really brought him on. So looking forward to running him.
I see Gallop the other day with Glorious Success, who's run well at his limited starts here in Hong Kong. Are you happy with the way he's going leading into the weekend?
Yeah, his work was nice, and Zach was very positive. He really was, so that's great. And he'll improve off the run, obviously. I think ultimately 1,400 at Sha Tin will really suit the horse, but he's got enough toe for 12. I'd expect him just to hopefully be midfield-ish, maybe a bit further forward from the barrier and find the line. But I would expect a few to be sharper than him, but hopefully he's hitting the line strong.
You've had a bit of success with the new PPs here in Hong Kong. What do you think the key to getting these new horses to run well here in Hong Kong? Because sometimes can take them a few runs to acclimatise, for want of a better word.
Yeah, I'm not sure, honestly. I suppose I have just really taken my time with them, and probably given them another trial if needed. So I don't expect that run to continue with the PPs. I think I've just managed to have a few nice horses go to the races, and races have worked out. But hopefully it can continue with this horse.
That is David Eustace on Riding Together, Paul. We go to Young Superstar. You mentioned during the speed map that he ran along in front last time. He was good enough to hang on and run 3rd behind Devana, and gets a good draw here, and likely leader again. Yeah,
look, and he really had to work this day, and he actually went clear here at the 200. He's just run down late, by Devano is going to be a big chance, I should say, in a later race. So, look, it was a good run from him, and prior to this, he did win really nicely, leading all the way. The key for him, I think, is to lead, and I think he looks like he can lead easy enough in this race from barrier 2. So, look, he's definitely a chance.
That's a good report for young superstar. Trials now. We start with Karate Express, who actually going back to a race. We've seen him trial. He's run 7th in all 3 trials, so we're just going to show the race because he wasn't asked to do too much in those trials and hit the line strongly. But all his form is Griffin's race.
Yeah, he's had 2 starts or a win in a second. There was an inquiry too because he, with the Santorini win in this particular race, so he didn't have that much room. But look, he hasn't raced for a long time, so it's just it would be a great training feat if he can get him up to win Karate Express. He's drawn a little bit awkwardly in barrier number 8, but yeah, I was just happy to watch him fresh up.
All right, that's his race day form. Now we'll pull up the trials and we'll start with Ladies' Choice. So, won an ordinary race for him last time. He is a horse that is normally pretty consistent. The hood comes off. Drawn barrier number 1. James McDonald rides. He's a 3-time course and distance winner.
Yeah, look, and again, another one that was a bit disappointing last time, so I don't know where he's at the moment. Does have James McDonald, so he'll definitely have plenty of support from barrier number 1. He was really pushed out in this trial. I'm not going to put him in. I'm not sure where he is at.
Yeah, just head scratcher at the moment. Ladies' Choice. Aurora Patch, a newcomer. He was Quidjibo for Lee and Cherie Curtis. He won over the 1,100 metres at Wyong. Have you liked what he's done at the trials?
Yeah, I have actually. Look, I thought the trials have been pretty good. He showed a bit of speed there. He's shown a bit of speed here as well. And from barrier 12 with the blinkers on, shows some bit of an intent there with blinkers on for his debut run. So I can see him being pushed forward and try and get outside young superstar. So look, I'm going to put him in on the minor line. He was pushed out a little bit in this trial, but did respond nicely enough.
That's WizKid next to him on the inside, finishing 1st and 2nd. You had Alfonso win since he's been here. He had no luck last time. What's his work been like since that run?
Yeah, really good, I think. You know, his debut run was terrific when he ran 3rd behind Glory Elite, who he sort of led all the way that day. He really stretched out nicely down the back. So cheek pieces on, and he's also distance is changing. He's going back to the 1200, which I think is good from a better draw.
You going again?
Yeah, I am. Look, he drew 10 last time over 14. Didn't really suit. Back to 1200 from barrier 6. He's on top to beat young superstar Aurora Patch, and we'll put riding together on. I think he'll improve with the run. 6-2-8-5.
It's the form combination of Luke Ferraris and Mark Newnham for Paul, with Alfonso to win the Pocoy Cup. Race number 8 now, the Tulip Handicap here, and this race is over the 1,200 metres. Devano, last start winner, carries an extra £7. Solid Impact is a 2-time course and distance winner. Romantic Sun has the cheek pieces off. Times Table parted company with his rider at his first start. He wears pacifiers. Legendary Impact Hong Kong debut. Righteous Arian races best at Happy Valley. Maniac has the cheek pieces off and the visor going on. Phoenix Light is a 4-time winner over the course and a distance ball.
I thought Harmony Fire will just press on from his draw. I mean, he can lead over 1,000 easy enough. I think he'll try and get to the front. Devano has led a couple of times when he's won his races, but he can take a sit there. Romantic Sun can go forward. Lifeline Express. Look, when he did win last season, he was a lot close in his runs, but the last 2 runs here this season, he's gone back. So maybe they might run him a bit more forward. Victory Sky and Thunder Prince from his wide draw, I think, will have to go back, but he ran really well last start.
Here is Tom with David Hayes talking Romantic Sun.
David, Romantic Sun, he put up a good performance at Happy Valley, first up off some good trials, but second up he drew barrier 9. What was the overall verdict on the run?
It was just to put a line through it. Jack drove him forward on that very wet night. It was probably one of the few heavy tracks you get in Hong Kong. He worked too hard to get there and then just didn't handle the wet, and Zach backed off him. But since, he's had a solid trial, and I think he'll bounce back and run a good race on the weekend.
Karis was on board for the trial. What was the feedback from Karis after the trial?
Yeah, he was just having an easy trial. It was just a maintenance trial, and he was happy with him. So he's got nice action and is going well.
slight gear change at the weekend with the cheek pieces coming off. What's the theory behind that?
Look, his first couple runs around the valley, we just thought we'd have them to help him focus and be a bit more switched on. But I think Sha Tin will allow him to relax a bit more, especially after driving him forward last start. I wouldn't expect him to be leading and hopefully being strong late.
That's David Hayes on Romantic Sun. We'll go to race day form and winning form, Paul, with Devano, who was disappointing in the race prior to this when he finished down the track, but he bounced straight back to win this one.
Yeah, he's drawn one as well. He's going to get the perfect run. We know he's a class horse, Devano. He's now won 3 of his 8 starts with a second and 3 thirds. So he's a very consistent horse from barrier number 1. I think he can win again, Devano. I know he's going to carry the 135, but from an inside draw, won't have to do too much work to get to that rail. I think he can win.
Easy as that. And Lifeline Express finishes 7th and Victory Sky 8th. Lifeline Express has placed 1 from 2 up in Class 3, but no need to go past number 1.
Yep, he's on top. Devano, I think, can win this race and go back-to-back. He has gone back-to-back previously. Thunder Prince, he's drawn wide, but he'll get back. He'll be running on nicely. Romantic Sun, we heard from David Hayes there. And Victory Sky, who comes out of that Devano race. 1, 6, 5 and 10.
Race 8, number 1 for Paul to win the first leg of the late treble. Race number 9, and this race is over the 1400. Superb Boy is on the class drop. Wider draw again for Lucy in the Sky. Johannes Brahms has run a 3rd and a 4th in just his 2 starts. Poor Beauty Crescent just can't get that elusive win. He's placed 8 from 13 course and distance. Eason's best form is at Happy Valley over the 1200. Bundle Award and Stormy are both on their Hong Kong debuts, as is Smart Trio. Glorious Success placed at his first start and Kaying Superb. He ran second last time behind Charming Legend, and Matthew Chadwick will partner him. Paul, with the 135 on, Superb Boy class drops into the lead.
Yeah, I think he will. From barrier number 5, I think they can be positive on him. Glorious Success in behind. Now, Kaying Superb and Lucy in the Sky both drawn wide, so I think they'll both come over together. Smart Trio's shown a little bit of speed in his trials. Beauty Crescent, never too far away. Johannes Brahms didn't have much luck at the start last time, so he might be a little bit closer. Eason there midfield, and then Stormy and Bundle Award from the wide draws will go back, I think, with Casa Rochester.
Here's Beauty Crescent doing what he does best, running minor placings. He runs 3rd here. Lucy in the Sky's covering ground, and Johannes Brahms ends up in 4th place. Do these 3 figure amongst your calculations?
Johannes Brahms does. Look, he's been racing really well. Both runs have been very good. I mean, he's here for the Derby, so these are just sort of lead-up races getting into the 4-year-old series for him. But he will need to win before to get into the Classic Mile. Barrier number 2 for him. So he'll get his opportunity again. He got cleaned up at the start, but finished off this race nicely enough, but in a good form race. So he might just be overbet, though, with those 2 runs, barrier number 2.
That's our first replay. The second one features Kaying Superb running 3rd, stays on. Lucy in the Sky 5th, Kempes 6th, Blessed Nation 12th, and Glorious Success. He runs on to finish 2nd here behind Charming Legend. Draws well again. If you do like him, don't go watching the trial, however. There wasn't much chop to that trial.
No, there wasn't. I'm going to put him in from barrier 1, Glorious Success. It was a good trial, a good run for 2nd here. So he's the one. Lucy in the Sky, I'm just worried about the weight. He just seems a little bit anchored by the weight. He's got the wide draw as well, so he's the only one I'll take out of that.
That's Mickley over on the inside, who has come out of that race and was beaten home by a number of them and won last week. Eason at Happy Valley last time over the 1200 metres. He hasn't been with Ricky Yu for too long, however. He has had 4 starts over the 1400 metres and is yet to figure. Is there any way you could see that possibly changing this week?
No. Barrier number 8 as well, so it's a little bit tricky. I think he's going to be a bit further back. But look, he's a Happy Valley horse for me. I mean, I know he's won at Sha Tin, but it was at a big price. 4 wins at Happy Valley. Prefer to see him there.
Wait till he gets to the city circuit. This horse, Casa Rochester, only 1 start, came in as the nominated standby starter in this race too. So a surprise debut perhaps that he wasn't expected to have. But his last little bit was very good.
Was really good, wasn't he? He only had 1 start in New Zealand before he got here, and he did win that. He's by Redwood, so stepping up from 12 to 1400 metres looks ideal. And as you say, he probably wasn't 100% sort of tuned up for this race. He's had this race under his belt now, and just look at this last 200. I really like the way he finished up. He'll be a big price, so make him the value bet.
There you go. From that replay to the top of your selections.
Yeah, we'll make him the value bet in this race, so we'll put him on top. I mean, Johannes Brahms is going to be tough to beat, but I think he might be over-bet in this, so he's in there for second. Superb Boyd, downgraded, straight to the front for him, and then Glorious Success. 12, 3, 1 and 11.
Paul with Alfonso to win an earlier race, and then back it up with Mark Newnham to win with Casa Rochester in race number 9. This is a race to finish Sunday afternoon. It's a Class 2 and it's over 1,200 metres. We have Majestic Night with a £10 claim. Wunderbar's won 4 from 5. Course and Distance. Beauty Charge is a last start winner. Gorgeous Win is racing without luck. Raging Blizzard has won 2 from 4 and a second over the 1,200 metres. Call Me Glorious, a 3-time Course and Distance winner. Bottom up together, Shadow Roll off, Wonder Kit blinkers off, Visor goes on. Fast Network and I Give both on a 7-day turnaround, stepping up a furlong, Paul.
Yeah, look, I Give's got a light weight and he's got really good early speed. So of all the speedsters, he's probably going to get to the front. Harmony and Bless likes to lead. Glory Elite likes to lead. Call Me Glorious, drawn wide, likes to lead. Wunderbar likes to be in the first 2. Majestic Knight's got the £10 claim. He likes to lead. Bottom up together's been leading. Superb Capitalist likes to lead as well. There's going to be a lot of pace in this race. Here's my point.
Right, we're going to head straight to Tom with Frankie Law talking about Bottom Up Together.
Frankie, Bottom Up Together coming out of the Panasonic Cup. He obviously pulled up with a little issue, but outside of that issue, what did you think of his run?
Comeback is okay, but this season he already won 3 times and all outside draw. A little bit difficult for him. So last start 1400 and also outside he jumped fast and maybe he's still a little bit keen. And at this moment 14 may be not suitable for him. So that's why I just bring him back to 12.
He's had a trial with Matthew Chadwick aboard, so were you happy with his trial, and what was the feedback from Matthew?
Yeah. He tried good, and Matthew said, hey, he's more relaxed now. This time we got a better draw, so I think better for him. I always want to try to maybe make him follow some horses to see how it's going. And this time I think it should be good for him because this race is quite fast, the pace here.
So yeah, there is a fair bit of pace in the race. So you're intending to maybe just drop him in behind the speed?
Yes, I need to try because I don't want to. You always jump and go forward, and sometimes lower class is okay. But if you go to some class 2, if we can save a little bit energy, I think it should be better for him. Yeah.
He did pull up with blood in the trachea last time out. Do you have to do anything special with these horses to manage them through that issue? Especially it can be a little bit awkward as well with the cooler times of the year, can't it?
Yeah, we give some treatment for him for soft his lung, and I think now it's okay. Everything's fine. I hope he won a good race for the owners.
That is Frankie Law on a Bottom Up Together, but it certainly doesn't stop with him, Paul. This is Wunderbar over the 1,000 metres last time. I Give, he's had a few goes down the straight, but he's much better at the distance of the race on Sunday, 1,200 metres. And Wonder Kit not quite going as consistently as he had been, and certainly at Sha Tin, he's better forms at Happy Valley.
Yeah, he's more of a Happy Valley horse. I Give, I think, might just struggle with all the pace in this race, even though he's going to lead. He's going to get a lot of pressure. A good Wunderbar, I mean, it was Magic Control has won this race. He's come out, he's going for the Bohemia Sprint on New Year's Day. He's trialled really well, so it's no disgrace to lose to him, I don't think, down the straight 1,000, but it was a good run from him.
It was, and he was getting closer and closer. He didn't miss by much at the end. He's had a couple of trials too, Wunderbar, since that last start. Here is the trial with the 4 runners. That's Robot Knight, who raced on Wednesday night in this. In his other trial, Paul, he beat How Deep Is Your Love by a half a length.
Yeah, look, he's a class horse. We know that. There's a couple of negatives in this race for me, though. Barrier number 11, I don't know where he's going to be in the run. He's going to have to try and get some cover out wide there. and he's got 135 he's got to carry as well. He's a class horse. He's won, you know, he could overcome those. I mean, he did beat Kane Rising a couple of times, but that was just a little concern. But I still think he's a big chance.
He's in a field of class horses, and some of them are here. I give, appears again, Glory Elite outside the leader. Wonder Kit ran second and looked home in this race, but this is Happy Valley, of course. Gorgeous Wind's been covering ground from bad draws. Sing Dragons won since, but that was on the all-weather. Beauty Glory wins the race in the black, white and pink, and Raging Blizzard switches back to Sha Tin. Yeah,
look, the only one I'm going to take out of this actually is Raging Blizzard, because we know he's a class horse and he does like Sha Tin. He's a two-time winner there as well. He's had that run on the all-weather, but he wasn't suited to it at all. So of this lot, that's the one I'll take out of that race.
He goes in, and one more replay to have a look at. This is last week over the 1,000 metres. Now, Fast Network drawn 2. You can see slightly slow out and then cops a bump from Bundle of Charm as well. Just gets in his way after the start. So he has been beaten as favourite, but had that excuse at the start. I Give goes up and gets handy. They're on the turnaround. They're up in trip.
Look, the 1,200 metres with Fast Network, he's by rote, so it shouldn't be a problem for him. He's bred to go the 1,200, and he races like 1,200 metres should suit him. I mean, he's obviously trying around the bend for the first time, and he was a 1.3 favourite here, and he was there to win it at this stage. But just, look, James Tack and I Give, they sort of fought back and sort of worried him out of it. So I'm going to put him in on a minor line because I think he's a class horse, but you know, I think he's hard to have on win line in this race. The other thing in his advantage is he should get the race run to suit because there is that pace. And, you know, we've seen the rotes, the Chil Chibis, for example, is by rote, and he's a 1,650 metre horse. So the 1,200 should be okay.
It's one cracking race.
Really, really good race. I'm going to go for the Frankie Law horse here, though. Hopefully we'll get a price about him too, which is Bottom Up Together. He's drawn nicely in barrier number 1. The 1,200. Now, he has over-raced a couple of times, and that's been his sort of undoing. But we heard in that interview he's relaxed a lot better. He's drawn 1. He can let the race unfold behind him and finish off strongly. So we'll put him to beat Wunderbar. He's going to take all types of beating, but he has the big weight and he has the wide draw. Raging Blizzard and Fast Network. Good race to finish, though. Should be a cracker. 10, 2, 7 and 13.
That is the preview for Pokoi Cup Day at Sha Tin on Sunday. 10 races, they're all on the turf. The rail A+3, the first, gets underway at 12:45.